We're now going to create our form, and the form consists of 4 distinct areas. We are going to give the user an area to put their name, their email address, type their question, and hit a submit button. So we start off with a form ID, which is, in our situation, contact form. And the next thing we do is start the 4 separate sections, which we use a div tag, which is a division tag. And the first div tag relates to the label for their name. And then we want them to be able to see the actual word name on the screen, and we close the label. Now we need to give them the input type, which in our case is text, and the text relates to the name, their name as mentioned above, with an ID equal to their name. And we close the div. So let's just go through this first one. We've given our form a name, which is contact form. The first division is made up of a label for their name, and they will see the actual text name on the screen. The input type that they need to put into that field is text, and you can see we called the label their name, and that's what we're referring to here, and the ID there, and then of course we close that division. So the next division we open relates to the label for email. And we want them to actually see the word email on the screen, and we close the label over there. Again, we give them the input type, which is again in this situation text, with the name related to email, and the ID related to email. Close the bracket, and we close the div. And I've just noticed here we need an equal. Sorry about that. Alright, we're now ready for our third div. So we open up our div, and this div relates to the label for our question. And they'll see the word question on the screen, and close the label. And this time we are not giving them input type of text, but we are giving them rather more space, and so we are giving them a text area instead, and the text area relates to the area we've called question, with an ID equal to question, and we're going to give them a couple of rows and columns to broaden out the space that they need. And this we are you can play around with it somewhat. It's not set in stone. I've just selected 5 rows and 30 columns. close my bracket, and close my text area tag, and close my div. And now we get to the final div, and this div relates to the submit button. So it doesn't have a label as such. We just need to indicate the input type is submit with a value saying submit, and we are going to close our div. Let's just draw one more horizontal line, and we can close our form. And then, as we learned before, we close our body and we close our HTML. Let's save it, and let's refresh our screen and see what we have. So there you can see you have the form with the name, the email, the question, and the submit button, but it doesn't look so great. These actual input areas are somewhat higgledy-piggledy, so let's do some jazzing up, and that's where our CSS is going to come to play.